What's going on, people? Welcome to Live Palace News. It is 3 p.m. on a Saturday because no one wants to talk about Palace on a Saturday night. So we're here on a Saturday afternoon. I'm joined by Lou here, who has the answer for his crimes of yesterday. As always, make sure to get involved, drop a like, subscribe, get involved in the chat as well as the comment section down below. Let's see yesterday. Oh, here we go. Lou's just watching me on both screens. Fair enough. Caught you there. Like, subscribe, comment in the comment section down below, and yeah, let's get the party started, I guess, because as you can see from the headline, Ben Chilwell, the rumors are heating up in regards to him, and also another centre back option as well. People, we'll be looking at the 3 p.m. kickoffs tomorrow. Me and Lou will be doing a watch along as well, so that should be interesting. But Lou, how you feeling, man? It's been less than 24 hours since I spoke to you. As I said, I speak to more than my own family at this point. How you been?
Trust me, my Turkish brother.
Yeah, man.
I'm a bit fuming at the Chilwell links, but
yesterday you weren't.
No, I wasn't. No, because remember there was that thing that come out about Chilwell wasn't an option. So at no point did I think that Chilwell was the option for the left wing back. It still says in a lot of the articles that it's all like possible a deal that's hard to do. So I'm just crossing my fingers that it ain't true, because I will have a problem with that.
Yeah, well, look, if you're going to upset Lou, then trust me, you're doing something wrong, because he's been very positive throughout the window. He's been very positive. So the dog saying I'm annoyed because we ain't getting juice. We're going to talk about, let's actually get into the reports and where the sources are coming from, and then we'll get into our thoughts on what's going on with Palace. Before we get started, I have to say, this morning when I woke up, I was actually in the Caribbean in my dream. I was having a lovely dream. I was in the blue waters. It was sunny. And then I woke up to this report. And the report was as following, is that Ben Chilwell could be an option for Crystal Palace. We hold an interest in him. Chelsea would need to cover a significant portion of the wages if anything progresses. First priority is to find a centre-back. And that's according to Ben Jacobs. And also Mike McGrath has also said that if there's no other options in this window, Chilwell could be a loan option for Palace. I think Bobby Manzi's also reported something similar as well, Lou. I can get his report. But the reports are suggesting that, no, it's not like Chilwell is joining us today, but it does seem like there is concrete interest in Ben Chilwell to join Crystal Palace. And for me, as I was saying to you yesterday, we're not serious. We're just not. I'm not even saying that Ben Chilwell is a bad option. I know some people are. I think you might dislike him more than I will, in regards to Ben Chilwell joining Palace. But it's just a very risky option. He hasn't played that many minutes. He has had a lot of injuries. The last time he's played good in the season was how many years ago now? I mean, like, it's a cop out. It's a cop out. It's not us being serious. It's a cop out. And this is what I was talking about yesterday, funny enough, yesterday night, that we're not serious when it comes to our business at times. Because when it comes to any other position, number 10, we sign SA. We paid over the odds for him. But when it comes to like a wing back or full back option, we're always here just delaying it or not being as serious enough about it. And I'm not even angry, because the only hope that I do have if Ben Chilwell was to join us is that Oliver Glasner is at the football club. See what happens with him. If anyone's going to get the best out of a player, then it'll be him. But we're just hoping for the best, man. Let's be honest. This is not a good deal for Palace. It's not a deal which progresses us to the level that we want to reach. It could do, but it's just very risky. But for you?
2-0 Everton, by the way. Listen, Chilwell it's a horrible transfer on paper. I'd be very surprised if Glasner has sanctioned this transfer. The guy hasn't played. His injury record's not great. There's so many other. I'd rather have a left wing back from the Championship that was up and coming. I'm perplexed over even going back into negotiations with Chelsea again. The whole thing doesn't even make sense to me. Like, I'm a bit confused. I think was that comment that Tim said. There was something about as long as he's happy on Tuesday, then I'll be happy. But I can't see him being happy with Chilwell coming in. But here we are.
Mike saying injury prone, Chelsea feeder, injury prone players are making my blood boil. Just pay the fee to get juice, Paris, tight, and unofficial clown. It's a bit harsh words there from Mike towards the end. But that's how some people do feel, though. They've upped their demand. And this is what I was saying. You want to get
Can't hear you. No, I've gone all muffled.
Oh, is it? Okay, that's weird.
That's better.
Okay, cool. I don't know what happened there. Let me see. Is it all fine now? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. But this is what I was saying yesterday, that if you do want a player like with SA, you might have to pay over the odds. But if we're serious about progressing, then we have to, we will. But I just think this Ben Chilwell thing is just like, it just sums us up right now where we are as a club. It's not like an awful place to be in, no way by any means. But it's like, it's just a cheaper option. It's a cop out. We're gonna have the same problems in the summer, because if Ben Chilwell does do well for us, then we're gonna have to sign him on a permanent deal, right? And how is that gonna work with Chelsea? With us? Yeah, but we will have to sign him on a permanent deal.
No, I don't think we will have to sign him. Why would we have to sign him on a permanent?
If he's doing well for us, we'll sign him on a permanent deal.
Yeah, maybe
it's a short-term solution.
But I think
we have to go in the summer once again, talk about left wing back.
I know the transfer rumors have been put out by everyone. Don't you think? I always get a bit skeptical when all of a sudden Romano, every single person says, yeah, they're interested in Chilwell. But then when I read the actual articles, it's just like interest. That's it.
But doesn't it seem realistic? Or could it be that, I don't know,
Chelsea, smoke and mirrors,
or Chelsea or Juve's agent or someone, I don't know who it is, someone apart from Palace could be playing games to speed up the process. I don't know who it could be, but these are just all guess games right now. These are the rumors that's coming out. And you know what? I do believe them, because I could see Palace doing this. Could you not?
I could see them. It's definitely a stupid choice I could see Palace doing. But also, it's so stupid. I'm thinking, how could you do it at the same time?
And that's exactly
Doekhi. You said you're a big fan of Doekhi and how he doesn't really miss. Would this not be a massive? How does this even fit Dougie's normal recruitment style?
But does it not depend on the people above him as well in terms of the funds?
No.
Yeah.
No, the funds, but I'm saying you'd be paying. It makes less sense to be paying Chilwell's wages than to get an actual player. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, the report suggests that Chelsea will be covering a significant part of his wages anyway, so I don't think wages will be a concern for Palace, because as Adam was saying, he's on 200,000 a week.
Okay, if Chelsea paid 90% of the wages, would you take him?
That's not even my concern. I'll be honest. I wasn't even thinking about wages, but it is a valid point to question about his wages. But I'm more concerned about what he's going to do on the pitch. I don't care about his wages. I care about how is Chilwell going to elevate us for the rest of the season or for the long run. Well, first of all, he's not a permanent signing, right? So he's on loan. So in the summer, depending on how he does, we might have to go for him on a permanent deal. If we don't, we have to go for another left wing back. So the left wing back position, this is a short-term solution. And another thing that I was thinking about is his injury record. How many minutes has he played this season for Chelsea? And 0. He's been kicked out of Chelsea. So look, I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it in terms of us being serious and signing Chilwell, because those two things don't add up. And for me, in terms of like the signings and stuff, it's just a cop out. It's a cop out, people. It's a cop out. Look, Bruno's saying Chilwell's a good player, but I don't think he gets on the pitch. He won't be match fit for 4 or 5 weeks. And that's if he doesn't get injured again. He's got an injury every season of his career. Exactly. He's got an injury every season of his career. And also, if he was to join, would he be a starter for us straight away? Can we say that Chilwell starts over Mitchell? Can we even say that?
No.
Exactly. Exactly. Bollock's got a question for you. Louis, are you panicking yet? Window getting too close for your liking, or are you still proper zen?
Not panicking. I'm really not a fan of the Chilwell links. The other link, but the the article that is from, obviously the Palace News reposted it, but Peter O'Rourke is a notoriously trash journalist who never gets anything right. So, but he would be a good profile. I had a look at him, come from Ajax's academy. He's played at Union Berlin, so he must have been playing in Europe and the Champions League.
Doekhi. About him.
Yeah. We'll talk about him, but yeah, I'm really not a fan of Chilwell. But no, I'm not panicking yet. I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow. I might be panicking on the deadline stream a little bit. I'm most nervous about Glasner being unhappy. That's my biggest thing. Like if Glasner come out and said he wanted Chilwell, then I would be like, okay, I don't really get it, but if that's what you wanted, type thing. But yeah, I'm not happy with the links, no.
The thing is, we're never gonna know because there's no way we sign Chilwell and Glasner says I'm not happy with Chilwell. Like, surely not. You're not gonna sign a player and then shut him down like that. So we're never gonna know. We're not gonna be in his head. We're not in his circle, so we don't know how he's gonna think, and that's gonna be the difficult thing about it. But look, as I said, I don't think I'm against it as much as some others are. Like in terms of, I do think with Glasner potentially. He can get the best out of him, but we're just hoping for miracles at this point. Like, he's on his day, he's a very good player, but he hasn't had his day for a minute. He's had injuries all along. Like, he hasn't had his day for. So it's just hoping for the best. It's just hoping for the best at this point, and that's what it comes down to. And at this point, like, why are we playing this game about hoping for the best? Why can't we just, be a bit more serious? Fair answer. I don't need to ask Dee the same question. Yeah, I've been talking about it.
We always want to clarify. Yeah, me and Dee, we joke around, but we're on the exact same page. Like, I think the board needs to do much better. I feel like the recruitment should be done faster. There should be, we should be replacing players before the players have even left. Like, there should be contingency plans and everything. Where I love Palace and I'm involved and do you know what I mean? I go to the games. I feel like sometimes if I keep saying it, it's just gonna wind me up too much. But D's my voice. D can be the voice of Back of the Nest. He can be the one that stands up.
I'm my own voice. I'm my own voice. I know you're back.
If we had me and D coming on every stream and me saying the exact same thing, it would just be like just us. I just
feel like you're a different fan to me in terms of, like, we both go to games, but you just want to go there with a positive mindset. Like, you just want to be positive. You just want to be positive.
No, I don't. Listen, do you know what? There was a time where I stopped going because when Roy was in charge, because I generally couldn't watch the football. I didn't enjoy going to Palace anymore. I wasn't really interested. I think Vieira changed that a lot. That's when I really got to go in much more. I had an away season ticket, and then Vieira got sacked. Then it went back to Roy, and I was fuming again. And then it got proper stale. I was at the game when they had all the banners out against Arsenal. So I've been there. And then obviously Glasner's changed my life. A few of the players have changed my life. Elise, Wharton, getting to watch all these. No, obviously in a football-wise, they changed my life. I never said football was not that deep.
No, but you always there's more to life. No, don't do that because you always say there's more to life.
No, football in general is life, but I'm saying getting frustrated over specific signings. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And look, Wesley's has a fair point as well, saying I just think the quality on the left is what we're missing for Fraser. He's replying to Fraser. I am up for giving the lad a chance. Look, Wesley, there are some people who wouldn't mind Chilwell, but I think the majority, from what I'm gathering, is that they don't want him, and I totally get it as well. I'm not one saying I want Ben Chilwell, but I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm just not surprised, people. Let's move on to the centre-back options, and then we can just talk about general chat.
Quickly, yeah, but I do want to say this. If Glasner ever walked, I feel like I would be done for a while with this team, with this club. That's my, when you're in a relationship and you've got non-negotiables, like your missus told you, if you go out, you got to message me before, do you know what I mean? You can't be going out. My non-negotiable is Glasner. That's where I draw the line.
If Glasner walked, which I don't think he will, I don't want to have those conversations right now because, I mean, it's not like it's on the agenda. But is that you fully confirmed that you want to change in ownership and people running the football club? Am I right in saying that? because
if Glasner walked, it would like kind of break what I have with Palace at the moment. It would really frustrate me. I
so you're going
probably
to take
would.
Sean Dyche over Glasner. Sean Dyche, who's got everybody into European football.
No, I'd rather Steve Cooper.
He's taking a piss, Steve Cooper. If we went from Glasner to Steve Cooper, I think Selhurst Park will be one of like the most toxic places there is.
I think Parish's contingency plan would be McKenna from Ipswich.
Let me reply to this. It's not a cheap option though. Ben Chilwell is everything. Like
It is a cheaper option.
As a cheap option. It is a cheap option because Chelsea would have to significantly cover their wages. We don't have to pay a transfer fee for a player because the Juve demands. It seems like based on reports they've upped their demands. So we don't want to pay the demands that they want now. I don't know what the demands are. That might be £20 million or £25 million. We don't want to pay that. So we have an alternative here in Ben Chilwell, which we don't have to pay a fee for him. Well, in terms of like a transfer fee, there might be a loan fee involved. But even that, I would be surprised about. And Chelsea covers significant wages. So it is a cheap option. What about Ben Chilwell? Getting Ben Chilwell over Juve is not a cheap option. I don't understand that. What about him? Because everything indicates that it's a cheap option. We won't be paying as much for Chilwell as we would for Juve, the overall package. So yeah, it is a cheap option. And we have stuck with like cheap options in the past. It has worked. It hasn't worked at times. I mean, this season when you look at the likes on the bench, you look at Schlupp still at the football club. I don't think that's serious. I've said it for time as well. As much as I love Pliny and Joe Ward, I don't think they should have been staying here for another season because Wardy and Klein, it just seemed like a cheap option having them both at the club rather than another backup option. I do feel like at times we do prefer the cheap option, but then again, I get it. I get the mentality at the football club because Steve Parish wants to build a stand. He wants to. That's his main focus right now. You can just tell by that interview as well. So yeah. Bruno saying we'll have to sign another left wing back in the summer. It's more expensive overall, especially with those wages. I understand that, but I'm saying right now it is the cheap option to take right now in this current moment of time. In the summer, of course, we're gonna have to sign another player, but that's what it comes down to. Go on, Lou.
Fraser, I see Fraser said I wouldn't leave Palace. No, I wouldn't leave Palace. I would just have a.
I would leave Palace. I don't think leave Palace.
I said I'd have a temporary emotional detachment from like the neglect the club has done to keep such a good manager at the club. And Wesley, yeah, if Glasner walks, please check up on me. On me.
Well, that's the thing. We've got how many seasons? We haven't even got that many transfer windows till Glasner's contract runs out. We've got a summer window, January. Is it like 4 windows? I think.
This window, summer window, January window. Then he would be out of contract.
No, is he? His contract doesn't expire next summer, no? No, it doesn't. Yeah, it's the year after. Is it next summer?
He only done 2.5 years.
Oh yeah.
But managers don't sign longer than 2.5, 3 years though.
Next summer, so we got 3 windows to prove that we're serious, and this is one of the windows. Anyways, let's see. If we don't make any signings, Glasgow will walk in the summer. I agree. We have other positions that are more important. In terms of what positions are more important, let us know that you think.
1-0 Southampton.
Oh, against who?
Ipswich.
Let me actually tell some games against Ipswich. Okay. It sounds bad, but I don't even care about those results.
No,
like it doesn't really concern.
I care about the Brighton. We can catch Brighton. The goal.
Oh my days!
7-0.
7-0. There should be a clause in the Premier League which, if you can see 7 goals in one game, to be fair, right now we wouldn't be a Premier League club if they had that clause because of that Liverpool game. But you should automatically get relegated because I can't believe that I share the same league as Brighton right now. Getting thrashed 7-0, it makes us look like a Farmers League. Wesley saying I am with Lou on that. I don't want to think about getting another manager in. George saying, I just really think Mitchell with some good competition would be good. And if we can't pull our pockets out, then Chilwell didn't seem too bad. Yeah, that's fine. Lou's washing machine is going mad, so he's just had to quickly go on mute. So I'll go through some comments. And then afterwards, by the way, people, if you haven't already done so, just join us now. Hit the like button and subscribe as well. Yeah, we're going to move on to
But
centre back, and then we'll just have general Palace chat as well. I think a lot depends on if Sportsbank comes in and makes funds available in the summer for Glasgow for him to sign a new deal. Could that be a thing as well, a factor? Because of course it seems like Sportsbank is closing in on a deal based on a report a few days ago as well. Do you think Sportsbank coming in, we get a we get more money in, and that's the hope in summer? It's just always like there's always a reason, there's always an excuse for Palace.
do you know
That's
what?
the
Do you know what?
about
It's so frustrating because we're on the cusp right now. Like with Walton coming back, Franca coming back, Eze. Obviously, Eze's got a knock, but they said he'll be back soon. If we get these 2 or 3 quality players in, the second half of the season looks so different. Like the FA Cup run, we could be in the 5th round. We could be a couple of points off. Obviously, Europe might be too far, but if we can try and aim for 8th, if we put a run together, but we kind of needed to win that game on Sunday. But if we can get back on track, if results go our way this weekend, like if Fulham lose, Brighton have already lost, we can put a run together, get these signings in, then we've got a couple of weeks before the Everton game.
Yeah, I'm just.
But then it could go. If we end up with like just Chilwell coming in, mate, it's a calamity, really.
Well, Esse came in as well, of course. I think that's a positive signing.
Yeah, but from Glasner's press conference, he's just about adjusting to training, let alone being able to impact every week.
What minute is your Ipswich Southampton game on, by the way?
What minute?
Yeah.
23, 25, 26.
Okay, cool. That's okay, cool. Because I'm just turned on my Peacock and I'm 2 minutes behind, so I'll have to get that tonight.
Yeah, but you can cancel it at any time.
Yeah. We'll talk.
You can pay for the month.
What happened? I just got a message about. Oh, hold up. There's another update from the Secret Scout about 20 minutes ago. Is that Crystal Palace are confident they will agree Chelsea on the contribution percentage to Chilwell's wages. Positive relationship with Chelsea from previous loans. Future option to be determined. Decision with Chilwell over the next 48 hours. So Palace are confident that they will agree on the percentage of contribution to his wages. And apparently the relationship is still positive with Chelsea from previous loans. So yeah, look, I don't think wages will be a problem because Chelsea want to get rid of him, but yeah, that's, I guess, I'm not really concerned about that. I'm more concerned about the player. Jason said it sounded like Eze maybe multiple weeks out.
He didn't say that. He said that he just didn't want him in football boots for 6 or 7 days.
And Bruno replied to that saying Crystal Palace were also confident that Zaha would sign an extension in 2023. Their confidence means jack shit. Yeah, but the only thing I'll say about that is that that's between Zaha and Palace rather than I think 2 different situations. This is a player who's not really wanted at Chelsea, and I don't think there's that much competition for Ben Chilwell, so I think it might be a bit easier in that regards. Try this bus for 47 years, Chilwell assert. We like making money for Chelsea. What do you think about us going into business with Chelsea again? Based on that report, it seems like we still have a positive relationship. Do you care about it after the Chalobah and previous loans, or you fine with it?
I don't really. I hate Chelsea as an institution. They changed the landscape of football through oligarch money. Although I think more money in the game has probably helped Palace in the longer term. I think we got in the Premier League at the right time, but I don't like their fan base. I don't like their owners. I don't like the whole multi-club ownership thing.
Yeah, well, we have it.
Yeah, our ones ain't like theirs. They use players. They use players as commodities. They're not seen as humans really or people. I just don't like Chelsea. Maybe it's a bias.
Oh yeah, I think that's what you missed. Like you saying, I don't like their club. I don't like the club.
I don't know.
You just don't like Chelsea. I hear it.
Don't like Chelsea. I don't like Chelsea at all.
I hear it. If you just said that, it would have been like easier. You listen to everything you don't like about Chelsea, but apart from say that you don't like Chelsea. But yeah, we'll go. I will check Twitter as well. I will see what Twitter's saying. I mean, Twitter is a different verse to what here is. But yeah, let's move on to centre back. By the way, Lou, look at the private chat if you haven't already done so. There was as you can see from the title, Danilho Doekhi, who actually plays over in. Let me just get the report out right now at Union Berlin. According to Pete O'Rourke, is that Crystal Palace and Wolves are plotting on a move for the Dutch defender Doekhi from Union Berlin before the close of the transfer window. I think he's played at Ajax before, right? And he seems like, was it you or T that said it? Like a Lacroix, but right centre back option of Lacroix.
Yeah, he's got the similar stature. He's been playing in the centre back, the central position for Union Berlin, but he's 6'4", technically good, quick. It looks like he's got all the attributes to fit into our defense.
Let's search him up. Actually, I can share the screen as well. Let's look at his player profile.
Can you look at have SofaScore got a?
Oh yeah, I'll bring up SofaScore as well. Let's look at his transfer market profile first. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me just block. Jeez, why is there so many notifications? Yeah, centre back, 26. 26 years old. Left and right, I guess. He can play right and left centre back. Yeah, good age. He's in his prime, so it's not like one to sell for the future. I doubt it. He seems like his value's gone up from since he was 24.
Wolves, they said Wolves were interested in him as well.
Youth level.
They said Wolves were interested in him as well, but I just saw a report that Wolves bid 20 million for a different defender as well.
Yeah, I think I've seen that as well. So it might just be us that's a front runner. He's played 19 games this season, scored 1 goal. I'll bring up SofaScore as well to look at his stats in more detail.
This is the exact market we should be looking in. I told you, it's not the Championship. It's these mid-level European teams. Yeah, I can see it. It's a bit blurry.
Bottom left.
But I think everyone on YouTube will be able to see it. Everyone on YouTube can see it clearly because I've got it up on my phone as well.
Okay, let me zoom in. But his contract extension, last one, was in October. Does that help our situation? I don't know.
It could have been a 1-year extension. If you go on SofaScore, when does it say his deal runs out?
Let me see on SofaScore as well. But in terms of centre back options, with Chadi Riyad being out, how important is getting another centre back in before the window shuts? Glazer spoke about yesterday potentially. Ideally 2 players, but with one where we were confident in. So for you, how important is it getting another centre back in?
I think it's really important. Not only to cover this would be cover for Riyad, because we'd have to go out and get another left centre back to replace, because Riyad would have been Guehi's replacement, but this is Chalobah's replacement, and then in the summer. That means at least we've got a right centre back sorted. So we'll have right centre back, Richards and this guy or whoever we bring in. Then we've got Lacroix, and then we'll have to get a left centre back to replace Guehi, and obviously Riyad will be come back maybe in a year's time. But you got to write Riyad off really. Yeah,
Riyad is going to be out longer. He said he'll be out for a long time, so I don't think he might return. I don't think he will even return for pre-season. So that's trouble.
Liam Delap on 1.
Oh, okay. Well, my one will happen in about 2 minutes' time, so I'll see it in 2 minutes. So yeah, 26 years old. This is SofaScore. Can you see this one as well?
Yeah, SofaScore. SofaScore is normally the best.
Yeah. So his weakness is long balls. So yeah, he plays in the centre or as a right hand.
His weakness is what?
Long balls. Weakness, long balls. Round balls is very good at. His latest game, no, that's not his latest game. That's early on in the season, I think. His latest game, he got 6.8. Let's look at stats from the latest game. Why not? We can do this now with this laptop here. They lost 3-0, which is great. He was in defense. Own
goal. Who'd they play?
Okay, so they play back 3 as well. So he plays on the right side, on the right-hand side of a back 3. So he suits us there in regards to that position because that's what we need, right? And let's see how he done in this game in terms of his passing and everything. So 6 clearances, 1 block short, passing, 91% passing accuracy, 92 touches, 4 out of 5 aerial duels won, 3 out of 8 ground duels won. So yeah, it's not a bad game from him, despite them losing 3-0. And then you got 7.0, which they won that game 2-1 before that. And let's see his stats from that game. Back three again. Yeah, so he plays in the back three. So he does play on the right, and he's the captain as well, which is interesting. I don't know if they want to sell the captain at this point. I don't know the situation they're in.
Yeah,
but
he's the skipper, yeah.
Very good in the air, it seems like.
Oh, this is the type of market we should be in. This is the type of market we should be looking for left wing back. I'm definitely sure there's a left wing back in Bundesliga I'd rather than Chilwell.
Yeah,
I don't care. Do you know what? Do you know what the worst thing is? Yeah, not even I'll take Carl Walker-Peters, but even make it even worse, I'll take James Bree over Chilwell.
Well, because he'll probably be available. And that's a factor to include. Oh, Liam Delap. Oh, okay, that's nice. He just scored.
But the thing is, I think our fan base would rather, because we want competition for Mitchell, but I think fans would take a left wing back who ain't even as good, but is 100% gonna give competition or can just come on than someone like Chilwell.
Yeah, he does seem very good in the air though. That's the from his last 2 games anyways. Like aerial was 10 out of 15, 4 out of 5, and he also does play in a system similar to ours. Plus plays down the right hand side. So in that regards, I mean, it looks good. But transfer fee, would they want to sell him? He's their captain. Am I right?
But Union Berlin, they ain't really got money like that. They would.
But look, he's played in the back 4 as well. Interesting. Can you see it? He's played in the back 4 in the game against Augsburg. He played down the right-sided centre back. So that's fine. So he plays down the right. Is he right-footed or left-footed? I wonder. Because you know how you have like
he's right-footed.
Right-footed. Yeah, he's right-footed. Yeah, he is preferred right foot. He's quite tall as well, which makes sense for his aerial duels being one. But yeah, what do you lot think in the chat, by the way, people? What does the chat think about this player? I know some people are still talking about Chilwell and debating that. But what do you think about this player profile? Maybe some of you have watched him, some of you may have not watched him. What we saying about this? And go on.
Quickly on this comment, I did say I was hoping it was smoke and mirrors. Like I hope it's like a rug pull. Like we're just like look over here, we're doing Chilwell, and bang, there's someone else. But
yeah. Let's bring on Bruno as well. Bruno, how you doing, man? Saturday, 3 p.m., no games, and here we are talking about transfer news. And of course, you love your transfer news. We're looking at this play in particular right now, but let's get your thoughts on Ben Chilwell because he was quite vocal in the chat.
He's got an article as well, so go check that out.
Yeah, I'll find the link for that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I sort of wrote a very impulsive and aggressive piece early this morning criticizing the general Chilwell strategy, just because it feels like a case of us not learning from both our mistakes and successes in the transfer market in the past. I name checked in that article the sort of choice that we had between Adam Wharton and Calvin Phillips last January. Roy wanted someone with experience, Premier League pedigree. It feels, if you look at our recent sort of late approaching the end of the window deadline day kind of business, we panic and just sign some English Big Six footballer or goes to it. So right now it's Chilwell. In the summer, it was Sterling. Season before that, Rob Holding and actually Nketiah this season as well. Season before that, we had Rob Holding and Dean Henderson, both sort of end of window transfers. 2 windows before that, Conor Gallagher on deadline day. We just chuck in a bid for, I don't know, drama. So I don't know what it is, because when we stick to this kind of middle bracket of transfers, we have a lot of success. If you look at sort of the players we've bought in the sort of 18 million to 25 million range from, outside the Premier League, or in cases sort of younger players like Mark Gahey being the exclusion to that rule, but he hadn't played for Chelsea, so it's different. But those are the kind of signings we can make with Doekhi Friedman. He's an excellent guy at finding good players for us. Unfortunately, Chilwell doesn't really fit that mold. He's got real concerns over his match fitness, because even if he doesn't pick up an injury, because he's not strictly injured at the moment, it's going to take him over a month to get to a good level. If you remember, Chalobah came in, had a little injury at the start, and it took him about 5-6 weeks to really get into the gear of things, at which point he then left, right? So you wouldn't want us to make that same mistake with the same club who screwed us over with Chalobah for twice the wages, which is what it could end up costing. And I'm not a fan of that deal at all. We really needed to sign a left wing back. We've had, as I wrote in the article, I think 155 days since screwing up in the summer. And before that, we'd had, half a year? So it's really unimpressive. It's a little bit embarrassing. I don't want to be too hyperbolic, but, we've seen it all happen before as a fan base. We've seen us sort of wait too long, think something's going to magically happen at the end of the window, and then chuck in a bid for Maxwell Cornet. Like, we can't do that this time. I don't know.
It does feel similar to it. Like, we can't do it this time, but getting Chilwell just seems like a cop out. Like, he's a player that's available. Chelsea, I guess it'll be easier to negotiate with Chelsea because there's a few days left, and Chelsea want to get rid of him in his books.
I don't want to be negotiating with Chelsea, man. Lou, your tweet earlier said it all. Like, it's just, you don't want to be negotiating with Chelsea because they are just laughing at us. They're just laughing at us because we just give them everything they want every time.
Yeah, we do. But what do you think is about
what about the report saying that they've got a good relationship?
Sure, they probably do. The people involved in the negotiations are very different to the clubs themselves, right? And some of the personalities involved. You've got sort of multiple levels of people having communications. From a fan perspective, you don't want to see them doing things with Chelsea. And yes, my hair is absolutely diabolical right now. I'm sick. If you can't hear in my voice, I'm not putting much
sick of Palace.
Sick of Palace. Actually, no, I fucking love this club, but yeah, it's just sort of the same repetitive kind of stuff that was making people so exhausted. You were saying earlier, right? You lost the will to attend games under Roy Hodgson, right? And our transfer business being like this for so long is beyond any manager and beyond our director of football, right? It's a issue at the top, and that's not changed. I don't see it changing until there are trade-offs, right? We're not going to have some miracle takeover where we're suddenly spending loads of money like Forest have done or like Brighton have done, because it's just so different. There's too many factors there. But all I can hope is we at least make some steps towards a meritocracy and let the qualified people make decisions when it comes to, their areas, rather than leaving it to people that maybe shouldn't have a say.
Yeah, and I was upset yesterday. We had a debate between Lou, Patrick, myself, AJ as well, and I did feel like that, they were on the stance of, if we do sign a left wing back and a centre back, basically it's like a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 window. But for me, it just
depending on the quality of player. Chilwell wasn't in the frame last night.
Yeah, but for me, my mindset was that I just can't give it above a 7 out of 10 because of the fact that Glasgow want to play in early, and you even mentioned it, like 150 days, and we're here on deadline day. And now I was saying how we're not serious when it comes to our business. We want to push to a top 10 club at times. We just don't show it. The fact that we haven't signed, forget about wing back, we haven't signed a fullback for Tyrick Mitchell, proper competition for 5 years. It wasn't serious. The fact that
the last left back we signed was what, Patrick Van Aanholt?
Exactly. And that's what I was saying yesterday. But this news, it literally adds to the top of what I was saying yesterday in terms of us not being serious. Because once again, Chilwell, it's not showing ambition. It's not showing ambition. It just seemed like an easier route to go down in now. But why do you think we're not going after Juve? Like, if maybe he still goes ahead, maybe there's some twists and turns, but is it because they've upped their demands and Palace are not willing to pay for it? Is it simple as that?
They're kind of punishing us for our... If you've followed Palace, like we all have, you'll know that we tend to wait till later in the window because we think teams get desperate to sell and a better deal crops up. We've clearly been attempting a similar strategy, as we did to some success with Daniel Munoz last year, and he sort of forced that move and it worked. Unfortunately, Slavia Prague have made 2 big sales to English clubs. They sold that goalkeeper to Spurs, and they sold other player to Norwich as well. And they've got money now, right? They are in a very strong negotiating position we didn't move quickly enough, and now they've got that financial leverage over us. They've increased their asking price. It was, we were first hearing numbers of sort of 16, 17 million in one currency or another. Now it's sort of closer to sort of 22, 23. At a certain point, there is an amount of money that you shouldn't be paying for a footballer. And for a 20-year-old who's a bit dubious defensively, I don't know if Diouf is worth the money that they're quoting. So I can see why we're not looking at Diouf. I really hope Ben Chilwell isn't the only backup we have, right? Like you think you have like at least 5 players before you go back to Chelsea, sort of going, hi, can we have another player, please? Like, because obviously that wasn't the plan going into the window because we had Chalobah and we couldn't have loaned another player from Chelsea. So like this whole thing is quite clearly a last minute Hail Mary clusterfuck. And it's embarrassing because our football club is worth hundreds of millions of pounds. And I don't want to get like overly, passionate about it, but this is a serious fucking business, and it doesn't feel from the outside like anyone's taking it seriously. There are moments where we look like a serious football club, like you were saying earlier, when we brought in Glasner. But even if you look at that, right, how much of that was just luck? Because, Roy wasn't suitable to take us further anymore that season. It just wasn't working out. Like, I don't want to, zoom out too much to that, but I'm not seeing evidence of us being a serious football club. And the way this window's been handled, and Ben Chilwell in particular, just personifies that.
Yeah, exactly. But then it falls down to us. You know what you said there about them having more power because, of course, they sold a few players and they know how desperate we are. So they've naturally upped their demands. Palace would do the same thing. Like, who wouldn't do the same thing? Because you know how desperate you are for a left wing back. You've only got a few days left in the window and we've actually got money. We don't need to sell him at this point. So it makes sense. But then that falls down to us because if we've done our business a bit earlier in the window when they didn't sell a few of their players, and maybe we won't be this club. Maybe it might have been Tottenham or any other club that tried to sign a few of their players. And that's why for us, at times, we just need to move a bit more seriously. When the window opens, don't wait till deadline day. Don't wait all this time to sort things out. That's what annoys me.
It didn't help that the results were rolling in as well.
What results?
I want to address that comment that says, do people actually think we're not trying to sign a decent left wing back? Just because we're not privy to the conversations doesn't mean we're not actively looking for the right player. We've had 150 days to find the right player. We've then gone in for someone we deemed to be the right player and then obviously got priced out of it. That's okay. But the point is Ben Chilwell isn't the right player, but we're looking at him because we didn't have a suitable backup plan. Best has gone away. I don't know how solid that was, but like we're looking at different profiles of the players we're looking for in the summer as well. That's kind of weird. Like there isn't a sort of vision or a cohesive plan here. It's hard to make sense of it from outside. Obviously, we're not privy to all the conversations, and that's something to really keep in mind as a fan. You've not got the control you wish you had over your football club, no matter how much fun it is to imagine that is the case. But we haven't signed anyone, and the only player we're looking at potentially signing, according to the broad sort of media right now, is Ben Chilwell. Now, I would not be surprised if we go in for someone who isn't Chilwell, because it's still baffling to me. But it shouldn't even be Chilwell the backup plan if everything else goes to shit. He's a good footballer, but his fitness is such a concern. You don't sign players with injuries on loan because it just fills up a hole in your squad that could be better used on someone who's fit. There's no point bringing in someone who's going to take that long to get up to speed and then may not.
If it was like a free transfer at the start of the summer and we'd like said, okay, we're not going to give you a big contract, but you can come here and prove your fitness, and it's the start of summer. That's a bit different.
I was on board with Ryan Sessegnon, even though he hasn't gone on to do much at Fulham. But like when we were giving him a trial, that's how long we've been looking to bring in a left wing back. By the way, we were trialing Ryan Sessegnon, who isn't even particularly good, and let him go. So full respect to us for having the sort of impetus to make that call. But we've been looking for this player for a while, and when we screwed up sort of finding a replacement, we briefed the entire media, and everyone came out with, oh yeah, Franco Ume is the Tyrick Mitchell replacement. Well, Franco Ume has 0 appearances for the senior side this season. Mitchell's started every single Premier League game, and Klein, who is 33 and best as a centre-back, is our most capable left wing back deputy. It is an absolute joke, man. I don't want to sound so negative because there are things we do, but it's just poor. It's just really
3-0. 3-0 Everton.
3-0 Everton. What on earth? David Moyes. What's David Moyes cooking? They're 3-0, and I think the Ipswich game still 1-1, right?
Yeah.
In my world, it is, anyways. Newcastle beating Fulham 1-0. So yeah, in terms of the league
Liverpool
table,
1-0 up.
that's good for us though. The fact that Fulham are losing. So yeah, I mean, we have to win anyways. We have to do our job, but I guess if we get a point or 3 points, then the gap closes on teams above us. What about the centre back rumours, Bruno?
I've not heard of the guy we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, same. Apparently, fun fact, I was just searching him up. He's related to Bogard from Aston Villa. That's his cousin.
That's funny.
Yeah, and he's the nephew of Winston Bogard, who I don't. Yeah, so there's a link there. But in terms of centre back, how important is it that we find a balance between both positions? Because we've been talking about wing back all window and even before the window started. But losing Chalobah and then Riyad on injury, is getting a centre back equally as important as a left wing back at this point, or even more important?
I actually don't know. I think if I'm the club, I'd be looking to sign a permanent centre back rather than a loan centre back, because there's a lot of sort of volatility in our back line. Richards will not be starting next season. Riyad's now injured and will probably come in hopefully at some point next season. And most significantly, we're going to lose Mark Gay in the summer, almost certainly.
Yeah.
You need someone consistent in that back line. At the moment, it's only Lacroix and Henderson for next season. So loaning a centre-back does nothing for us at this point. We've got the opportunity now to buy someone. We need to buy a centre-back. If you think about that, Riyad can play left centre-back, but we kind of don't have a set left centre-back or right centre-back for next season based on what we've just said, especially with Riyad's injury. So we've got to make a call as to who we want to sign. Either we sign a left-sided centre-back and move Mark to the right, or we sign a right-sided centre-back and keep Mark on the left. So, but then you end up with an issue of having to sign another left centre-back next season, or just playing Richards there until Riyad comes back. So it's that, you probably don't get Riyad back until November, December, which is going to be pretty rough.
Yeah, that's another season basically done. I mean, November, December, he hasn't played for a whole year, and then he's going to need a few months to get up to fitness, and then we've got like a couple months till the season ends. So it's like Riyad.
Yeah, but the Gahey money will be reinvested. So
I mean, best case scenario, we sign a right.
How much is that going to be though?
50 million.
Yeah.
Do you reckon? I don't think so. I don't know if we're in a power to ask for £50 million.
Yeah, but it's more of the bidding war. It's more of the bidding war. It depends what happens if he has a really good second half of the season.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Bruno?
45,
right now,
50.
We're not in a strong negotiating position, and the more we spend in January, the weaker of a negotiating position we're in, because our accounts are due, I think, June 30th, July 1st, something around there. If we overspend in January, there will be a case of need to meet certain financial things. I'm not talking about FFP particularly, but if we do actually overspend, then we'd need to sell Mark before a deadline, and that loses us leverage. I was imagining we'd sell him for 40 to 45, hopefully get a sell on. But yeah, I can't see it exceeding 50, but I would be very happily proven wrong.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think more like 40, 45, realistically, because we've got a year left on his deal. We don't have much negotiating powers in that regards. And we don't want to lose him for free as well, because that would be absolutely horrible, and Palace won't lose him for free. So yeah, I think 40 to 45 mil. And then if we sell Gahey as well, we have to replace Gahey, but as you said, we need to still bring in another centre back. Look, I haven't watched him play. I haven't watched any videos of him as well. I don't know if Lou, you have. Did you watch any videos of him?
Who?
No, Doekhi. Is that how you pronounce the name?
It's like a very powerful centre back, really good at defending. His progressive passing isn't his stronger point, which you kind of need as a right centre back. I feel we thrive best when the right centre back can step in and create more opportunities with Munoz out wide. But I don't know. It's not looking good, but
that's where we're at right now. Exactly.
I'll take it.
It's not looking good. It's a great summary in terms of where we're at. But when we're talking about needing another centre back,
the captain of Union Berlin, who's been playing in Europe. It's obviously not a bad signing. 26 years old. I don't know what the fee would probably be. Probably 10, 15 million.
Yeah, fits what we want as well in that regards. But when we're Bruno, you mentioned that we need a centre back, right? Does that make sense then to get Ben Chilwell if funds are limited? Because if we're signing a permanent centre back in this window, then it's going to be hard to sign Juve with higher demands as well.
Yeah, it'll tie into our general financial situation, which obviously we've got no idea about until accounts come out, right? So maybe Chilwell, lower fee for now, and then we spend more in the summer is just a necessary kind of trade-off to then buy someone permanently in the summer and just have that money. But I honestly don't know. Like, ideally, we sign multiple players and not someone who's like a bit of both, because that limits you the second you sort the problem out.
Yeah.
Do you know? I always find is even worse the day, but when you play in a day before the transfer window shuts, is sometimes that result can put extra pressure on, or it can be
what if we get United 3-0?
Then all of a sudden it's like, well, do we need another player?
I don't think we can look at it like that, man. There's no way.
No, we don't look at it like that, but it's the narrative that can be created.
Think so, man. I don't think so. Surely not. Surely not.
3-0 win and a Richards backstick header. They won't be like.
I mean, we lost to Brentford. And we're being linked with Ben Chilwell. It's like
I'm just saying how narratives can be put by a club if you win.
We like our narratives. That's for sure.
Yeah, there you go. See.
Yeah. I guess so. I guess it could ease the pressure and the
if you go into the on the transfer, but then again, you can look at it 2 different ways. We're looking at it as if we win, it's a chance to push on, and they're like, well, they could say, well, the squad looks good. We only need that left wing back, but I think we need 2, and I don't think, and it has to not. I just.
What did I tell you about the 2 though? There's no way we're signing 2 wing backs in this window. We're struggling to sign
not
one.
2. I said the left wing back and the centre back.
I thought you meant like
I would prefer like a hybrid player, like that can play either right centre back and right wing back, or right or centre back and centre mid, like a Lamina, or someone who could play 2 positions. I prefer that. Like Walker Peters can play left wing back, right wing back.
Walker Peters was signing.
He can play right centre back, left centre back, right wing back, left wing back.
Yeah, Walker Peters. Are we surprised about Walker Peters' lack of interest for him? Because he makes
if you can get him for free in the summer, clubs that's an excuse not to go and pay 6.
Yeah, but then we always have excuses. This is what I was telling you about yesterday. Like, if you can,
why hasn't any club though?
No. But even with Juve, because technically Juve is high demands, and we can say, all right, we don't want to pay because we're not.
His wages won't be high.
It's still doable. It is still doable. It's not like off the table. If we really wanted to do it, we can still do it. We might just have to pay over the odds. So
fuck this, honestly. Like, I'm sorry, we had Sessegnon in the summer as well at left back. We were gonna buy Ben Johnson until we balked out of that one. That's a right back.
Ben Johnson, I thought would have been good.
Yeah, it's just excuses. Like I'm
that's what I'm saying.
I've just lost all the energy, man. I'm sorry. I'm sort of negative today, but it's the same shit. Every deadline day, I'm sitting there checking my phone, refreshing Twitter, and nothing's coming up. And then I just see Ben Chilwell, Raheem Sterling. It's just, God, do we have any scouting network beyond just agents going, hey, I've got to reject it.
This is what I say. I said our guy T locates better players than our department.
Yeah,
he's the one who said the Fiorentina right back time ago.
Yeah, and then who signed
ages ago? Brentford.
Who was that? Brentford. Yeah.
Michael, is it Coyote?
Yeah, Brentford. I think
Fiorentina right back. T was saying 2 seasons ago to get him.
Yeah, and T saying he prefers Walker Peters as well. But boy, I just don't see this club I don't see this club being serious enough. And I'm with Bruno. I don't want to sound too negative, but I just don't see it happening. And the fact that we're gonna have a deadline day show is ridiculous to me, because how on earth are we having it? Our business should have been sorted before deadline day. But I'll take it. I'll literally take it. I'm just seeing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm just getting at by Chelsea fans. I can't even say nothing about it, because we're just like the feeder club. They just feed us their deadwood and players that not in their squad, and then hope for the best. It's like, yeah. Even
the biggest optimist will have their reservations about Chilwell.
I wonder how
At
Stuart Stave is feeling right now.
At Chilwell at his peak, yeah, honestly, one of the best left backs in the league. Like he was top.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
but he's just got that whole he's got that whole Dele Alli vibe, as in like not attitude wise, but just in the sense of the lack of playing time and injuries takes a toll after a while, and the scrutiny from the media. Like, do you have it? Do you have the fire in your belly after sitting down earning 200k a week and not even really having to go to work?
Yeah. Look, that's what, like, there's a potential that it could be a good signing, but it's just hoping for an awful lot.
Yeah, well, even that's a proper reach to think he could come in, and if there's one manager who I think could get something out of him, it's our manager.
Yeah,
but maybe did they see it as we're looking for a player that can come on and change a game and not someone, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the thinking.
Do you lot know about Stuart Shave on Twitter? I mean, who doesn't? I just wondered what he thinks. His response is right now. It's like, when did you last watch Juve play? Palace fans already know all they need to know about Ben Chilwell. What a surprise! Love it. So I think he's not against it. So there are some people who ain't against it as well. But that makes me. Yeah, I think there's someone in the chat as well. But look, overall, let's just see, I guess. Anything else? Just quickly, your thoughts, Bruno, on tomorrow's game?
I'm not.
Glasner has a 1-year extension clause. Is that true?
No idea.
You said that.
Someone needs to be fact checked here. I don't like.
You're gonna get your hopes high. You're gonna get hopes high.
No, I just want fact checks. Please don't come in with fake, D-type fake news. D-type fake news.
I don't do no fake news. But
can I just ask one thing, which is, when was the last time we as a fan base were like collectively wrong on either signing or not signing a player? Like, when was the last time we like? Because like, I feel like no one really wanted Nketiah until we spent 30 million and thought, oh God, we must really rate him. We've uncovered it, and then that just wasn't the case. But like, everyone wanted Wharton, everyone wanted Munoz. I really wanted Mateta, so I'll disagree with you on that, Jack. But that's probably a fair shout. But I'd say
Edward wrong.
Yeah, everyone wanted Edward, and then he wasn't so great. Malcolm Ebiway to a point, but you can't. It's different when you're dealing with youth players.
Yeah. Henderson.
Again, Dino was a weird one, because if we had signed a forward, I don't think anyone would have, or a midfielder, I don't think anyone would have complained in that window about us bringing in Dean Henderson. The problem was that we were just really, really misappropriating the funds. Like, at the time, right? Because it looked like Mateta was woeful, and we were spending near on 20 mil on a goalkeeper whilst we had an injured Brazilian kid to replace our best ever player.
He's back now.
He is.
The Samba kid's back.
Yeah, if it was tomorrow, it's going to be wild, but I heavily doubt.
Last minute. Franco winner.
Even that's a bit like, I'm happy he's back, but the first thing that came to my head is like, hold on, what happened to the March timeline? Like, how comes he's like, what's going on? Because he was meant to be due back for March, according to Glasgow a few weeks ago, and now he could be in the squad against United. And I'm thinking, is that more of a case of just like putting him in the team because of injuries? Because of course,
it just takes pressure off if you say, he's got time before he comes back, right? Like, França hasn't had problems related to his injury beyond fitness for a while now, right? It's just, he's been out for so long. You want to just,
ease him
in. Physically, also psychologically. Like, he's in a different country. I don't really give into the sort of homesick bullshit you see on Twitter, but like, he's in a different country. He's very, very young. He's hardly played. He's had a change of managership. Just take all the pressure off and say, yeah, you've got as much time as you need. Don't need to come until March. You're there if we need, if we want you, if you want to play. It just takes the pressure off and do my best guess.
It's not like he moved to Burnley. He's on 25, 30 grand living in London. What more does a 20-year-old want?
I can't lie. Moving to Burnley, it's like, it must be a culture shock for a few people. Like, I've been Burnley a few times, and
Marcus Edwards has gone there, by the way, which is crazy.
Marcus Edwards has gone to Burnley.
There's one the fan base was wrong about. I saw everyone on Twitter talking about wanting Marcus.
I wanted him, but he did have
all of that, man. I was like, yeah, we were so thirsty for a left-footed sort of dribbler after Elise left, that we would have taken Marcus Edwards in a heartbeat. I think the majority of us. And
yeah, I'm with Wesley here. You know, I don't know about you two, but like, I'm not gonna say we're gonna thrash them, but I do think we have a chance, 100%.
yeah, but it's us, Wesley. It's us.
What?
It's us. Like
It's us, but we beat them with Roy Hodgson.
The way we were like
that in itself is like a positive indicator. We beat them with Hodgson away from home at Old Trafford even last season, and I think under Amram, we'll see how they are tomorrow. They might turn to Barcelona, but they haven't been that good. They've struggled to create chances. But we've got our own injuries as well. When you look at Eze being out injured, I guess that's a that's a concern, because I know some people haven't rated him so far. But yeah. All right, cool. Let's wrap up now. If you have enjoyed this, please drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. There's so much content out. Opposition preview out with Saeed. We've got a match preview out. We've got yesterday's Palace news out. Also, make sure to check out the Palace Way. Bruno had his opinion piece out on Ben Chilwell and other content as well. Oh, my camera's gone. Okay.
All right, we'll wrap up there, guys. These cameras done. So yeah, look into the live stream tomorrow of the Man United game, about 1:45.